Charlie Munger said the first $100,000 is a bitch, and he's right. Getting to your first 100K will feel impossible, take years of brutal sacrifice, and make you question everything. But here's what nobody tells you. Once you hit 100K, the next 100K happens in half the time. Then the next one comes even faster. Today, I'm revealing the mathematical reason why your first 100K is the hardest money you'll ever make, and why every dollar after that works exponentially easier. If you're grinding toward that first six figures and ready to give up, this might be the explainer that keeps you going.
Welcome to Retire Rich. I'm your host, and today we're diving deep into the strategies that can transform your financial future. If you're serious about building wealth, you are in the right place.
All right, here's the game plan. First, we're going to tear into the hard math behind that 100K mountain. Then, we'll tackle the biggest thing holding you back, your own mindset. After that, I'm laying out 3 ancient laws of wealth that are just as true today, showing you the modern system to make your money multiply. And finally, we'll talk about what life is actually like after the grind is over. Let's get into it. Okay, let's start with the raw numbers, because I need you to understand this. The reason it feels so impossible isn't because you're weak or you're failing. It's not about willpower. It's about physics. It's about the physics of building wealth. It's because the journey to wealth is a game of 2 completely different halves. The first part, getting to that initial 100 grand, is an absolute soul-crushing, uphill slog. It is a pure grind. But the second half, well, that's an exponential rocket ride. And understanding this difference is the key to not quitting when it feels the hardest. Look at it this way. When you're starting from zero, every single penny has to come from your blood, your sweat, your sacrifice. Your money, well, it's just an infant. It can't do any of the heavy lifting. That first 100K is built almost entirely on your back. But once you cross that line, something incredible happens. Your capital is finally strong enough to join the fight. For the next 100K, your money starts doing half the work for you. It compounds, it grows. You finally built a partner. And this right here proves just how powerful that is. In his book, Unshakable, Tony Robbins tells this amazing story. You've got 2 friends, Joe and Bob. Joe starts investing just $300 a month at 19. He only does it for 8 years, putting in a total of about $28,000. Then he stops, cold. His friend Bob starts at 27 and invests that same $300 a month all the way until he's 65. So Bob invests for 30 years longer, puts in way more of his own money. So who ends up richer? Joe, by over $300,000. How? Because Joe's first chunk of money had more time to work. That initial seed did the real heavy lifting. You know, this isn't some newfangled idea. This is ancient wisdom. In The Richest Man in Babylon, the lesson is crystal clear. Wealth, like a tree, grows from a tiny seed. The first copper you save is the seed from which your tree of wealth shall grow. That first $100,000 isn't just a number. It is the seed. It's the seed for your entire financial future. And the sooner you plant it, the bigger that damn tree is going to grow. So let's just watch this in action. Let's say you're saving aggressively, the market's doing its thing. That first 100K might take you 8 long, hard years. But now your money's working with you, right? The second 100K takes just 4 years, half the time. And the third, 2.5. Suddenly, the machine is starting to run on its own. This isn't luck. It's not magic. It is the mathematical certainty of compounding. You just have to survive the grind to see it happen. So the math is undeniable. It's clear. So if the numbers are so straightforward, why do so many people fail? Because the real war isn't fought on a calculator. It's fought in the 6 inches between your ears. Your biggest enemy is your own mindset. As Robert Kiyosaki put it so bluntly in Rich Dad, Poor Dad, the system is practically designed to keep you financially illiterate. Think about it. We spend years being taught how to be good employees, how to work for money, but no one ever teaches us how to make money work for us. We are programmed from day one to be a cog in someone else's machine, not the owner of it. Kiyosaki's most powerful lesson is almost laughably simple. An asset puts money in your pocket. A liability takes money out of your pocket. That's it. That's the whole game. The rich spend their lives buying assets. The poor and the middle class spend their lives buying liabilities that they think are assets. It's the most fundamental rule, and almost no one gets it. And right here, this is the most controversial, most hated application of that rule. For most people, your house is not an asset. It is the liability. Now, before you lose your mind, just listen. Does your home put money in your pocket every month? No. It rips money out of your pocket. You've got the mortgage, property taxes, insurance, repairs. It's a constant drain. And the same goes for your car payment, your credit card debt. The lie that your home is your biggest asset is the central trap that keeps the middle class trapped, preventing them from ever buying true cash-flowing assets. So what drives this broken thinking? It's one thing: fear. The rat race, as it's called in both Rich Dad Poor Dad and Think and Grow Rich, is a cage built entirely out of fear. The fear of not paying the mortgage on that massive liability you call a home. The fear of losing the job you hate that pays for it all. This fear paralyzes you. It turns you into a slave to a paycheck and stops you from ever taking the calculated risks you need to take to build real wealth and finally escape. So, how do you break free? How do you reprogram a lifetime of bad advice? Well, the answer isn't some new age life hack. It's a timeless blueprint for getting rich that has worked for thousands of years, laid out in The Richest Man in Babylon. And this blueprint is just brilliant in its simplicity. Law number 1. A part of all you earn is yours to keep. Pay yourself first. Before your landlord, before your bills, before anyone. At least 10% of every dollar you make belongs to you. Period. Law 2. Control your spending. Learn to live on what's left over. And Law 3. Make your gold multiply. You take that 10% you kept and you put it to work so it can earn children, and its children can earn their own children. This simple discipline is the foundation of every great fortune. This ancient wisdom is a direct attack on our modern consumer culture. That second law, controlling your spending, is all about separating your needs from your wants. As the book warns, confuse not the necessary expenses with thy desires. This isn't about pinching every penny. It's what modern writers like Ramit Sethi call a conscious spending plan. You automate your savings, you cover your bills, and then you spend extravagantly on the things you love. And you are absolutely ruthless in cutting out everything else. Okay, so once you've mastered saving by paying yourself first, you need a system to execute that third law, making your money multiply. This is where we take those ancient principles and plug them into the modern investment system that will actually set you free. You know, Warren Buffett, maybe the greatest investor who ever lived, boils it all down to this. The two things that will absolutely decimate your wealth are paying too much in fees and letting your own emotions, your fear and your greed, make your decisions. And guess what? The entire financial industry is built to prey on both. Let's start with the fees. Wall Street sells you this incredible story that their brilliant, high-paid experts can pick the winning stocks and beat the market. All you have to do is pay them a big fee for their genius. But the data reveals this for the complete lie that it is. As Tony Robbins points out in Unshakable, a staggering 96% of these actively managed funds fail to beat a simple, dumb market index over 15 years. You are paying extra to lose. It's insane. But you might think, oh, it's just a 2% fee. What's the big deal? This chart shows you why that is the most destructive lie in finance. That small fee doesn't just skim off your profits. It eats away at your principal, year after year, destroying your compounding engine before you can even get started. Over 30 years, that tiny little fee can steal hundreds of thousands of dollars from your retirement and put it right into Wall Street's pocket. It is the greatest hidden tax on the middle class. So what's the answer? What's the winning formula? It's the one championed by giants like John Bogle and Warren Buffett. You stop playing their game. You stop trying to find the needle in the haystack. You just buy the whole haystack. Own the entire stock market through a cheap, low-cost index fund. You automate your investments every single month, and then, and this is the hardest part, you do nothing. You stay the course. You let the unbreakable laws of math work for you, not against you. And when you combine those ancient laws of saving with this simple modern system for investing, you finally escape. You cross that $100,000 threshold and you activate what I call the wealth flywheel. And believe me, your life changes completely. Let's look at this timeline one more time, because this is your future. That first 100K takes 8 years of hell. The second one, 4. The third, 2.5. The fourth, less than 2 years. Do you see what's happening? You're no longer pushing the boulder up the hill. The boulder is now rolling on its own, and it's getting bigger and faster with every single rotation. This is the freedom you were grinding for. But what is this freedom for? And this is where we have to redefine the entire goal. As Bill Perkins says in his book, Die with Zero, the point isn't to hoard every dollar and die with the biggest bank account. That is a loser's game. The real purpose of wealth is to use it as a tool to maximize your life.
The goal isn't to die with the most money, it's to die with the most memories.
And that brings us perfectly full circle. This quote from Warren Buffett just says it all, doesn't it? That brutal 8-year grind to your first 100K, that was you on your hands and knees in the sun planting a tree. And all those years of exponential growth and freedom that come after, that's you, decades later, sitting comfortably in the shade that tree provides, enjoying the fruits of that hard, early labor. So the question I really want to leave you with is this. After the grind is over, after you've crossed that threshold and the machine is working for you, what will you do with your freedom? What experiences will you chase? What kind of impact will you make? The money is just the tool. How you decide to use it, well, that's the entire point. That's a wrap for today. If this helped you see money in a new light, do me a favor and smash that like button. Make sure you subscribe to Retire Rich for more wealth building strategies, and drop a comment telling me what topic you want me to break down next. Remember, your financial freedom starts with the choices you make today. I'll see you in the next one.